Guys, I have so much mixed emotions. I don't know what to say, man. So, Matt Reeves posted a teaser for the Batman Part 2 showing a camera test of Robert Pattinson as Batman. Now, this would have made me happy, and yeah, I was very happy and excited when I saw it until they showed the release date. At first, when I saw it, I didn't see the year, I just saw February 18th, so I thought, oh, so this is when they were dropping the trailer. But then I looked back at it and saw that it said February 18th, 2028. This couldn't be for the trailer since the movie's supposed to come out in October 2027. So I realized this could mean only one thing, that this movie got delayed again.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
This is the third time the Batman Part 2 got delayed. Its original release date was October 3rd, 2025. Then it got delayed to October 2nd, 2026. Then it got delayed to October 1st, 2027. And now it's been delayed to February 18th, 2028. What the fuck is going on? This is some actual bullshit. I could say, hey, at least it only got delayed by 4 months this time instead of by a year. But that sounds like such a cuck mindset. Like, oh, at least my girl only cheated on me with one guy instead of 4 this time. That's what it sounds like. I'll get back to complaining about the constant delays. Let me just briefly talk about the tease. Obviously, it's the coolest shit ever. It's literally just Batman turning around, but it just has so much aura. What it looks like is that Robert Pattinson's Batman is gonna get a new suit. As a lot of people have pointed out, the ears on his cowl have gotten longer. I like that. I love the suit in the first movie, but the ears on the cowl were a bit short. I think adding longer ears is an improvement. I like Batman with long ears, not too long. In some comics, they make his ears like comically large, and it also looks like he has a new cape that goes over his shoulders, which I think Batman looks awesome whenever he has that. There's also a chin guard now, and it looks like his collar has gotten higher. I think it was obvious that Batman was getting a new suit in this movie, so they can sell more Batman toys of him in a new suit. They can also use this new suit to improve upon the first movie suit. They can add a lot of comic elements to make the perfect Batman suit. They can give Batman new gloves, new boots, and a new utility belt that will make Batman more resemble some of his comic appearances. And they can also make the color of Batman's suit a lighter shade of gray. A lot of people don't know that the suit in the Batman is actually black and gray and not fully black. It just uses a really dark shade of gray that looks like it's fully black in certain lighting. Other than the new suit, the teaser just looks beautiful. It has the amazing cinematography of the first movie with the amazing score by Michael Giacchino. Also, we can see that it's snowing, as it's been confirmed this movie will take place in the winter. Okay, let me get back to complaining about how this movie got delayed for the third fucking time. The Batman Part 2 is going to come out 6 years after the first one. Bro, 6 years is crazy, especially when this movie was in development right after Part 1 came out. Venom got a whole trilogy in 6 years. That actually makes me sad. We should have been getting the Batman Part 3 in 2028, not the Batman Part 2. Like I said, the movie was only delayed by 4 months this time instead of a year like the other times. But come on, it just sucks to have this movie come out in a whole different year than it was supposed to. Literally, we went from a 2025 release date to a 2026 release date to a 2027 release date and now a 2028 release date. GTA 6 didn't get delayed this much. Now, this just makes me wonder, when are we getting the Batman Part 3? Since it took 6 years for the Batman Part 2 to come out. Does this mean we'll get Part 3 in 2034? Robert Pattinson's not getting any younger. In the first movie, he was playing a Batman who's in his second year. When Part 2 comes out, he's gonna be 42. It's a good thing Robert Pattinson doesn't age, though. I wanted to see him play Batman in multiple movies. Like, I wanted him to get at least 5 Batman solo movies. But we'd be lucky to get a third movie since it took so long to get Part 2. I guess the Batman Part 3 can be an adaptation of The Dark Knight Rises, and Part 4 can be an adaptation of Batman Beyond. The first movie was just so peak, and I've been waiting so long for the sequel. I just can't take this movie getting delayed again and having to wait even longer. Remember over a year ago, I made a video complaining about this movie getting delayed? Now, history is repeating itself. I remember thinking, okay, this had to be the last delay we'd get since it's already been delayed by 2 years. There's no way Matt Reeves needs this much time to make The Batman Part 2. There was only a 3-year gap between his 2 Planet of the Apes movies. What happened? This better be the best movie ever with how many delays we got. I was in high school when The Batman came out. I'm gonna be finished university when The Batman Part 2 comes out. What also sucks is we were supposed to be getting a Batman movie and a Superman movie coming out in the same year. Twice. And that didn't happen. Originally, The Batman Part 2 was supposed to come out in the same year as James Gunn's Superman. Then The Batman Part 2 was supposed to come out in the same year as Man of Tomorrow. And now that's not gonna happen, which sucks. I thought since this movie started filming, we're finally back on track. But no, another delay. This actually ruined my day when I found out.
I'm tired, boss.
I just can't take it anymore, man. The only thing that could make me forgive them for all the delays is if Dick Grayson is in the movie. Dude, I was filled with so much hope seeing all the updates about the production of The Batman Part 2. You can see that in my video about it. I gotta be totally honest, I just can't. But having to deal with another delay has just made me completely cynical. How do we know this isn't the last thing? I remember in my video talking about that new Lego Batman game, I said that DC fans are winning over Marvel. This just shows how much DC is winning over Marvel. Guys, I honestly think I cursed us. Not saying Marvel's doing better, because as much as the Marvel shills will cope about it, they got nothing except Brand New Day and X-Men 97. Like, I'm sorry, I really don't care about Avengers Doomsday. That trailer did not give me any hype, but that's a video for another time. What I am saying is that us DC fans have to deal with a lot of bullshit. Peacemaker Season 2 was disappointing. Supergirl was mid. Lanterns looks like it's a shame to be a Green Lantern show, and according to some leaks, it's not looking good for Hal Jordan fans. I was excited for the Swamp Thing movie they announced, but we haven't heard anything about it, despite being one of the first movies announced in the DCU slate. All we heard about Swamp Thing is that James Mangold was hired to direct it, but apparently he's busy and we don't know when they're gonna start working on the project. Another one of those projects from the original DCU slate I was excited about was that Booster Gold show, but I don't know when that's coming out. Apparently they've written the pilot, but I hope we'll get more news about it. There's a Wonder Woman movie and a Teen Titans movie that are in development for the DCU, but we're not really getting updates for those projects despite the fact that we absolutely need those movies. Apparently they're prioritizing making a Deathstroke and Bane movie, but like, I don't want this. Why the fuck do we need the next DCU movie after Man of Tomorrow to be a fucking Deathstroke and Bane movie? How about instead we just have Deathstroke be the main villain of a Teen Titans movie and have Bane appear in a Batman? I don't know who asked for a Deathstroke and Bane movie. Why would they make a movie where one of the main characters is a pedophile? This better not be another attempt at trying to make Deathstroke a cool anti-hero again. I fucking hate that. Honestly, this feels like DC saw the success of Deadpool and Wolverine and thought, who are characters we have that are similar to Deadpool and Wolverine that we can make a movie about so it can also be successful? Even though Deathstroke and Bane don't have the same motion Deadpool and Wolverine have, despite what the delusional Deathstroke dick riders might think. This would be the first movie to sell 0 tickets. There's so much other movies DC should be prioritizing over fucking Deathstroke and Bane. Also, we're getting a Mr. Miracle show, which I would be excited for, since I want them to introduce the New Gods mythos into the DCU. But this will be based on Tom King's Mr. Miracle series, which has been criticized for mischaracterizing a lot of the New Gods characters. universe. The new gods in the DCU should be based on the original Jack Kirby versions instead of Tom King's version. And yeah, the cherry on top of all this bullshit is that the Batman Part 2 gets delayed again. At this point, I think they should just merge the Batman universe with the DCU. I know I've said before that there's no way they're gonna do it, but I feel like that's the only choice. As you probably already know, a DCU Batman film called The Brave and the Bold was announced. The thing is, DC doesn't want to release two Batman movies in the same year, so The Brave and the Bold can't release till 2029 or later, since, yeah, it can't release in the same year as the Batman Part 2. I just think they should cancel The Brave and the Bold and make Robert Pattinson the DCU Batman, which would retroactively make the Batman the first DCU movie. I think having two Batman franchises happening at the same time will just complicate things, and I don't want them to decide to end the Batman universe in favor of DCU Batman. I also really don't care about The Brave and the Bold. Andy Muschietti is directing it, and yeah, he previously directed The Flash, and it's being written by Christina Hodson, who was one of the writers of Birds of Prey and The Flash. Yeah, we're seriously going from a Batman movie by Matt Reeves to a Batman movie written by the writers of The Flash, which was a terrible movie. Yeah, they can just keep that. The Batman is such a great adaptation of the Batman character, and I don't think they'll be able to top that movie and its future sequel, especially with the Flash writers. I also love Robert Pattinson as Batman, and I would rather them keep him for multiple movies instead of bringing in another guy, and it would be such a missed opportunity to never have David Cornsweet's Superman and Robert Pattinson's Batman share the screen, because they'd just be perfect together. And instead of them making The Brave and the Bold after the Batman Part 2, they can give us a world's finest movie that can serve as both the Batman Part 3 and Superman. There's no way The Brave and the Bold is going to be as good as the Batman. I know people want to see a Batman with fantastical elements, but they can just introduce fantastical elements into the Batman movies. Like, it's not that hard. I've seen people be like, oh, Batman fans get so much content and they're complaining about a delay. Oh, they're so ungrateful. My response to those people is to suck my dick. I'm sorry there's people out there whose favorite DC superhero is Batman and not some D-list character named the Cum Guzzler that only showed up in like 20 issues and has been dead since the 90s. There's a reason why Batman gets so much content. He's probably one of the most famous superheroes of all time, and sells well. And the Batman was the best DC movie released ever, and the sequels should be DC's top priority. I heard that the reason why the Batman Part 2 got delayed is because J.J. Abrams' movie, The Great Beyond, got delayed and took the Batman Part 2's release date, and since those are both Warner Bros. Movies, they can't be released on the same day. If that's actually the case, then fuck you, J.J. Abrams. Nobody wants to see your shitty movie anyways. Just because your movie needs a delay, why does that have to push back Batman? That movie can release in 2028, because it would literally upset nobody if it got delayed that much. Why are we giving priority to a movie from the guy who directed The Rise of Skywalker over what could possibly be the best Batman movie of all time? Fuck you, J.J. Abrams, and fuck your family too. Your son, Henry, made that shitty Spider-Man comic that no one read. Your daughter, Gracie Abrams, her music is straight ass. Also, remember when she made that Instagram story thirsting over a 14-year-old Finn Wolfhard? Anyways, guys, I don't even know how to end this. I could be all optimistic about the future of this franchise, but fuck, man, I don't know. How do I know this isn't the last delay? GTA 6 is going to be over a year old when this movie comes out. We get like the best DC movie ever, and they take 6 years for the sequel. How long is it going to take for a third movie? Are we even going to get one? I just can't take this, bro. If the Batman Part 2 gets delayed one more day, I might have to storm the Warner Bros. Studio and just force them to get this movie done. Alright. Goodbye, I guess. I'm gonna go invent time travel so I can see the movie. Watch me travel to 2028 and the movie's still not out yet. Yeah, in conclusion, the world is unfair and we can't have good things.